Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into what might just be the most massive, high-stakes brand pivot in automotive history. Seriously, we've got one of Britain's most historic automakers betting literally everything on a complete, ground-up reinvention. And let me tell you, the entire industry is holding its breath right now.
So imagine this. What actually happens when a 90-year-old car brand just deletes its rear window and starts over completely from scratch? I mean, we aren't just talking about a fresh coat of paint or a new model year here. This is a total philosophical reset. They've essentially decided that the only way to secure their future is to completely sever ties with their immediate past and totally redefine what luxury means in the electric age.
Section 1. The Radical Brand Reset, a debut in Monaco.
Now, when this prototype first swept through the iconic Saint Devote curve in Monte Carlo, wearing this completely wild, aggressive pink camouflage wrap, the global reaction was, well, instant. The Italian press actually dubbed it La Jaguar della Discordia, which translates to the Jaguar of Discord. And honestly, they hit the nail on the head. People either absolutely loved the sheer audacity of it, or they were left completely baffled. But here's the thing. That level of public disruption, that's exactly the point. Jaguar isn't trying to blend in anymore. They are out to make a massive statement.
All right, moving on to Section 2. Decoding Type 01 Heritage Meets the Future.
Even the name they chose acts like a bridge. If you look at the word type, it's a very clear, direct nod to their legendary Le Mans-winning C-Type from 1951, and of course the iconic E-Type. It screams performance and refinement, right? But then, that nostalgia is immediately contrasted by the 01. The 0 stands for zero tailpipe emissions, and the 1 firmly plants this car as the literal first of a brand new generation. It's a pretty clever linguistic trick to connect exactly where they've been to exactly where they're heading.
Section 3. Hyper EV Performance Stats, the Jaguar Electric Architecture.
Let's talk numbers, because they are wild. This dedicated new platform features a tri-motor setup that delivers an astonishing 1,000-plus horsepower and over 1,300 newton-meters of torque. To put that into perspective, this isn't just some smooth, leisurely luxury cruiser. No way. This is hyper EV territory, designed to literally pin you to the back of your seat with immediate, terrifying power. But wait, all that raw, face-melting power doesn't mean you're sacrificing endurance. They're targeting a highly competitive WLTP range of up to 478 miles on a single charge. So this Grand Tour actually has the legs to do proper cross-country touring. You don't have to deal with that constant dread of range anxiety creeping in on your trip. And when you actually do need to stop, the fast charging capabilities are frankly staggering. We're talking about adding up to 200 miles of range in just 15 minutes. So basically, by the time you pull over, stretch your legs, and grab a quick coffee, the car is completely ready for another few hours on the highway.
Now, what's really cool is that this performance isn't just theory drawn up on a whiteboard. Jaguar is taking their championship-winning experience directly from Formula E racing and putting it straight onto the road. We're talking track-tested software for all-wheel drive, super efficient, fast-switching silicon carbide inverters, and advanced regenerative braking, all baked right into the Type 01. It's just a fantastic example of motorsport research successfully trickling down to the cars we can actually drive.
Let's move to Section 4. Exuberant modernist design, a copy of nothing. So the brand's stated creative philosophy here is to be a copy of nothing. They're aiming for fearless, bold, and just entirely unexpected design. You can really see this in the unusually high, upright bonnet line that gives the car this commanding, almost Rolls-Royce-esque presence, rather than the low-slung look of a traditional coupe. But okay, the real controversy? That sculptural rear with absolutely zero rear glass. None. It relies entirely on hidden, deployable cameras. Impartially speaking, it's a calculated risk. It has definitely alienated some traditionalists who miss those old Jaguar curves, but it is absolutely thrilling fans who are craving genuine, unadulterated disruption.
Let's head inside for Section 5, Multisensory Luxury Interior, Beyond Traditional Luxury.
Inside the cabin, they've completely tossed out typical automotive plastics and standard wood veneers. Instead, they brought in these incredibly dramatic architectural materials. Just imagine a 3.2-meter raw brass spine running the entire length of the interior, and floating seats anchored by actual, natural travertine stone. Yes, you heard that right, literal heavy stone placed inside a luxury car. Surrounded by handcrafted woven textiles and wool blends, the whole thing feels way more like a high-end architectural living space than a standard vehicle interior.
And you have to hear about this one feature tying the room together. It's called the prism case. Basically, you can drop physical, natural material totems, made of things like alabaster, brass, or travertine, right into the center console, and the car physically reacts to your choice. It alters the interior lighting, adjusts the acoustics, and even changes a custom scent being pumped into the cabin. It is a highly tactile, deeply personalized way to totally control your atmosphere and engage all your senses.
Which brings us to Section 6, the electric gamble. Will it pay off?
The sheer audacity of this entire business strategy has generated a literal tsunami of global attention. And here is the brilliant, calculated gamble at play. Even if, say, 9 out of 10 people vehemently dislike the design, the volume of conversation is so massive that capturing just that one person who loves it could be more than enough. In the ultra-luxury market, momentum and contrarianness can carve out a highly profitable niche. They don't need everyone to like it. They just need a select few to be absolutely obsessed with it. So, the stakes literally couldn't be higher for this historic British automaker. As we wait for the official production reveal later this year, the entire industry is watching closely to see how the market truly responds to the Type 01. The momentum is totally undeniable. But the final execution of the production vehicle will ultimately dictate the success of this monumental pivot. It really leaves us wondering, can a brand completely sever ties with its visual history to successfully leap into a hyper-luxury, all-electric future? I guess we'll find out soon. Thank you so much for joining us for this explainer today. I really hope you learned something entirely new about the wild future of automotive design and the massive risks that brands are willing to take right now. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.